Number 5, center fielder Nick Adams.
Nick Adams will.
Number 4, third baseman Brooks Barton. Number 21,
Barton.
first base Jalen Williams.
Williams.
Number 7, catcher Bryce Valero. Number 23, right fielder
Valero.
Andrew Tillery.
Andrew Tillery.
Number 24, pitcher Slade James. Number
Slade
8,
James,
second
the
baseman,
pitcher.
Bryce Newman.
Bryce Newman.
Number 10, left fielder Trevor Crisco.
Left fielder Crisco.
Number 11, Chase Baker. And number 1, shortstop Liam Carbone.
Carbone will play shortstop.
For Pike Liberal Arts School.
And here's Pike Liberal
Number
Arts
8,
starting
center
lineup.
fielder Cody Hollis.
Cody Hollis at
Number
center.
18, right fielder Davis Allen.
Davis Allen will be in
Number
right.
25, catcher Cole McCorder.
McWhorter will be catching.
Number 24, third baseman Wood Ginwright.
Ginwright will be playing.
Number
Wood
7,
Ginwright will be playing
shortstop,
third.
Nate Renfro.
Nate Renfro at
Number
short.
14, designated hitter Reed Ginwright.
Reed Ginwright, the designated
Number
hitter.
5, second baseman Trevor Barron.
Second baseman
6,
Trevor
first base,
Barron.
Max Copeland.
Matt Copeland at
Number 1, left
first.
fielder Jason Murphy.
And Jason
pitching,
Murphy
number
will
12.
play left.
Jade Sykes.
And Jade Sykes, the junior right-hander, will be on the mound for the Patriots to try to seal this championship run. And, of course, a big, hard task that's going to be against the defending state champion Glenwood Academy Gators from Phoenix City. I'm Mike Amos, along with Jerry Renfro. We'll be bringing you the telecast of today's game from beautiful, historic Patterson Field in Montgomery, Alabama. And if you'll take a good look at that, David, this whole layout is still one of the great baseball facilities in the country.
Center fielder Nick Adams.
There you go, man.
They're going to start it off with Nick Adams. Adams was one of the only players to get a hit off of Patriot pitch in the first game. He got a single.
There you go, bud.
And, of course, Jerry Renfro's with me and doing a great job and appreciate him very much. And, of course, it didn't surprise me. I had to drive foul. Didn't surprise me one bit when he and I started working these games that he'd fit right in, because we've been calling games ever since we played in the backyard, in my backyard, at Woodland, well, I better get it right, at, what was it,
Woodview Field.
Woodview Field in Brooklyn. You remember that? Mm-hmm. That was the name of our ballpark in the backyard. We played as a drive to center field or left field. Now, this is Cason Murphy will take it for out number 1. Now, the book on
Batting second.
Sykes is he's got a good fastball, a wicked curveball, Jerry.
Exactly.
If it's on, lights are out. I mean, he's got one of the best. We've talked about this several times since the series in Tuscaloosa, that when his curveball's working, he is almost unhittable. And the curveball misses. He's only a junior, and of course, he's a quarterback on the football team too. Good athlete. But he, like everybody's got to throw strikes to be effective.
Foul back, Mike. Bringing it 1-1, one
And I
out.
reckon everybody has to. Pike winning the first game 3-0 on a brilliant pitching performance by Reed Ginwright and by let's see here. We've got that Drew Nelson. Of course, Drew came in relief and retired 6 out of the 7 batters he faced to close out that game. And Ginwright gave up only 2 hits the entire ball game, so he pitched brilliantly to get the win in that game. Ground ball, could be trouble.
Little chopper to second.
And they get him. Trevor Barron, a solid second baseman for the Patriots. So quickly, 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Of course, the Patriots are they're the home team of Patriots, and then the visiting team, of course, is the Gators from Phoenix City. the defending state champion. They come into today's game 38-7 on the year. Pike Liberal Arts not far behind them as far as being able to brag about a schedule and a record. They're 36-5, coached by Alan Ponder, and boy, what a great job he's done since taking over for the legendary Butch Austin a few years back. Curveball, that's what we were talking about right there. As he comes over the top with it, it's a short, sort of a short breaking curveball, but it's real tough to hit. There it is right there. He hits it, gonna have to hurry. But he's got a gun for an arm, and he threw him out. Great play by Wood Genwright. So the Patriots, Sykes retires the Gators in order 1, 2, 3, and after 1/2 inning, no score from beautiful Patterson Field. This is a championship game if the Patriots win, and they'll play another game if the Patriots lose. In fact, a victory today will give the Patriots a state championship, and then if they lose, they'll play tomorrow at 11 o'clock for the championship game of this series, best 2 out of 3 series. Both these teams are outstanding. There's no question about it. Pike ranked number 1 in the state. Glenwood ranked number 2. Isn't that amazing how that works?
Exactly.
And of course, what a series this is. And they bring in, I feel like, is their ace, Jerry. Tell us a little bit about him. Do you know?
Got a strong fastball, Mike. When his curveball's on, he's hard to hit. He's real hard to hit. He can move the ball around, left, right, up, down.
Well, what is his first name? James?
Slade.
Clay James.
Slade.
What?
S-L-A-D-E.
Slayton.
Slade.
What?
Slade James. S-L-A-E. Slade.
That's not it, is it? Slade?
Slade.
Slade. Okay, Slade James. Okay, Slade James is a pitcher. And, of course, outstanding one indeed, believe you me.
Mike, pretty day here at Patterson Field. Temperature 86 degrees.
Boy, I tell you what, there's some score. Hey, you talking about getting a good sun tan, come on out to Patterson Field, you'll get it. Hopefully they're viewing around the world today, and I mean literally around the world. This game is going to you live on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you're in Honolulu, or you're in Tokyo, you're in Paris, you're in London, if you're in Munich, good morning or good evening to you wherever you are, and you're watching some good high school baseball from Montgomery, Alabama. Ground ball, he's got to hurry, and look at him get down that line, but he's thrown out. Good play by their third baseman Newman for the out.
Batting second, right fielder Davis Allen.
Cody's a good base stealer too. They want him.
I'd like for the viewers to let Troy Cable know how much they appreciate watching the game. We got several viewers I know watching. I've had several texts myself, but let Troy Cable know that you appreciate bringing this AISA 3A state baseball tournament.
Brings up Davis Allen. And again, he's a guy that made several big plays in the outfield. You can't say enough of how well defensively this Pike team played in that first game.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Miss there. James doesn't look like an overpowering pitcher, but I haven't seen his good fastball yet. But he seems like he knows how to throw the spots. That's a change up or curveball, whatever you want to call it.
2-2.
2-2. My buddy that we've talked to about this team seems to be very confident that this team will come back at a base hit. So they got a speedy runner on base now after Allen's single to center.
Mike,
Coming to the plate, number 25, Cole.
I tell you what, nobody is killing the ball. The final line score was 3-4-2 for the Patriots, 0-2-0 for the Gators in the last game. So we're talking about 6 hits in the entire ball game.
what a ball game. 6 total hits.
Exactly right. So we're looking at 2 very evenly matched teams.
Like you've heard it before, neither team deserved to win, but somebody has to.
But
Both played well.
The ever dangerous McWhorter, Cole McWhorter, comes to the plate, and he is got a chance to be as good as anybody that's ever come through there. He's only a 10th grader, and of course he's very talented. Right, that curveball that time made him look a little bit silly. They do that sometimes, don't they?
He showed us his curveball.
We're going to find out if the Patriots can hit a curveball, I believe. There's another one. And a lot of people can't hit a curveball.
That's exactly right.
How many times have you been told that the difference in the major leagues is a major league curveball?
Yeah, that's it.
Or a major league slider.
Throw back. Third time he's thrown him back, trying to keep him on speed on first.
Now, James didn't play in the first game, did he? I don't think. He did play third? Well, I don't know why I didn't recognize him. I don't remember calling out a Slade James in the first game. Oh, yeah, number 1. Let's see what
Throw back again.
Oh,
And he got away from him,
Mike.
Mike.
Go to third. He'll go to third. He'll go to third with his speed. He might even score. I tell you what, again, this is a big ballpark, Jerry.
Yeah, you go to the well too many times and something bad's going to happen. That was the 4th pickoff attempt for Allen on first, and you can see what happens.
Yeah, I did have James down. That's he reached on the error, back in the second inning and of last game, flied out and grounded out. Of course, now this is very dangerous here. They got a piece of it, but second baseman ought to handle it. So they again, that curveball was hard to reach, and McWhorter flies out to the second baseman. Brings up Woodgen right.
Mike's in bad need of a hit here, Mike.
That was big there.
Two outs.
For them to get McWhorter, that was big. Woodgen can run.
Call strike.
So we're looking at a curveball pitcher galore, it looks like. All I've seen so far is pretty much a curveball. It is again. Is it a curveball or a changeup? What do you think it is? It looks like a curveball to me.
That's what I'd call it. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third.
This is outside that time. Ball and 2 strikes. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Well hit to straightaway left, and the left fielder coming in should handle it, and he does for out number 3. But there was 1 hit, no runs on and they left a runner stranded. So after 1 complete, it's Pike Patriots of Troy, Alabama, nothing. Coming to bat in the bottom of the second, the Glenwood Gators. We'll be back.
I'm Virginia Green Nowling, and I'm running for Pike County District Court Judge. I've been practicing law for over 23 years and have served as both a prosecutor and criminal defense attorney. I have extensive experience in the areas of juvenile, family, and criminal law. If elected, I will treat everyone who comes before me with dignity and respect, and I will issue fair and impartial rulings according to the law. Thank you for your support.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Nowling for District Judge, P.O. Box 596, Troy, Alabama 36081.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Come see us at Don Walker Western Wear. From boots, jeans, and jackets to shirts, hats, and belts, we're your headquarters for Western wear for the entire family. With the largest selection of jeans in town, we carry famous brands like Wrangler, Levi, Carhartt, Ariat, and Cinch. We've also got plenty of styles of boots to choose from, including Justin, Lucchese, Ariat, Tony Lama, Red Wing, Dan Post, and Corral. So come on in to Don Walker Western Wear, located on Highway 231 in Troy.
35-5 record. Excuse me, 36-5 record. Oh,
hit him in
got
the
him in the head. So he'll take first base. That's Valero. So I hope he's okay. I'm sure he.
Pinch runner, number 2. Torres going in the run.
All right.
Running for number 2, Anthony Torres.
Beautiful Patterson Field in Montgomery. Man, especially sitting in the air conditioning. I don't know how pretty, that's a bunt going foul. I don't know how pretty it is for some of those folks. And these girls look like they're enjoying getting a little sun.
Yeah, they're really enjoy it in the morning when they wake up.
But you remember field day in the spring years ago?
Oh yeah, when
how everybody just got burnt completely. You couldn't come to school the next day because everybody had sunburned so bad. That's what it sort of looks like out there a little bit. Throw back, got him. Got close. Boy, that was close. I tell you, if Copeland would have been back an extra step, that would have been an out. That was close. That just shows you the arm that.
McWhorter's not afraid to throw behind the runner.
No, he's not.
1 ball, 1 strike.
It's Mississippi State against Troy tonight from Regents Field in Birmingham. I know a lot of folks are excited about that game. That game will be broadcast on WTVF radio right here in Troy. At another foul. This is the guy that butted with 3 strikes earlier, it looks like.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first.
Tillery is the kid that's already signed to play at North Carolina State next year. Outstanding right fielder with a lot of pop. I'm looking at our outfield. I don't know if we shouldn't back up a few steps.
We're in pretty close.
We're in pretty close.
Center and right.
You're right. Of this big ball field. Fouled off again. Copeland at first, Barron at second, Renfro at short, and Woodgen right in third. Murphy in left, Hollis in center, and Allen in right, and of course the catcher is McWhorter. That's a drive. You got to go to get this one. That's going all the way to the wall, and this could score a run, and it will. The first run of the series for Glenwood as Torres scores all the way from first base, and Tillery has made a big impact with that blow right there. And again, if they've been back up just a little bit more, they might have had more of an angle on that one. That's a stand-up double. And that's what happens when you got a good hitter. That didn't surprise me at all.
None whatsoever.
He is an outstanding hitter. And here's the cleanup batter here in James.
Squares the bunt.
James is the pitcher.
Played a good third base the last game.
Yeah, he did. And went outside, throw down. I tell you what, he did this in Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa Academy was threatening, and they got on first base and with a couple of in the top of their lineup, and the Pike's young pitcher picked the guy off, and then they got on again. He picks another guy off, and before the game was over, their stride was about a yard from the base.
Yeah.
A good guy, a guy that's got a good move.
Way behind on the bat at 3-0.
You've got first base open here, and they're going to give it to him. Here comes Ponder, and we might. I don't know. He's going to have to talk to him, but right now, Sykes is having a little trouble with the strike zone. Valero reached on a hit, being hit by a pitch, and then scored on the double by the Pinks runner Torres scored on the double by Tillery, and now they walk James, the pitcher. They're gonna, let's see, are they going to make a move? I believe they are. They're going to go and make a move. I believe they're going to bring
Glenwood School. Cody Krebs.
Looks like they're bringing in Wood Genright. This is
Cody Krebs.
So Wood Genright comes in the game, and this is a little bit of a surprise because you've got Wood's not. I'm sure he's a fine pitcher, but I would have expected maybe bringing in either Renfro or Nelson, bringing in, but that's the kind of confidence he's got in Wood Genright. Wood's got a good arm. I was talking to him about it the other day, that he throws hard.
Mike, I think it may be just a straight position change. I think Sykes is going to third.
Yeah.
Genright pitching.
Well, it's sort of early to be doing this, with one out here, or no outs here. And runners on second and third. So they're going with Wood Genright, the senior, who has already signed a scholarship to play for Southern Union next year in baseball.
Wood Genright.
Jade Sykes goes to third.
And Sykes goes to third.
No outs and runners on first and second, Mike.
Bryce Newman. Fake brings it back for a ball. Newman also got a hit in the first game, one of only 2 hits for the Gators. Genright curveball was in there, good pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runners on first and second.
I don't think, I haven't seen Wood pitch, but like I said, he does have a strong arm. I know that.
He's got a strong
Just watch
arm.
him play third base, you can see that. Missed that time. Great play that time by McWhorter to snag that one. We'd have runners on second and third.
Pitcher besides Genright. Oh, the shortstop. Thank you.
And the bunt, he's got to play at third and got it.
Got him at third.
Real smart thinking on the part of Wood Genwright to get the force out. So that was big, I promise you.
Trevor Crisco.
So that is out number one. Always good to get your lead runner, Jerry Renfro.
Exactly. Needed an out.
This brings up Crisco.
Like I said, the bunt wasn't a picture-perfect bunt either, Mike, to me.
Good curveball that time, missed. Crisco was
big
0
lead.
for 3 in the first game.
Big lead at first.
Foul back. I tell you what, anybody that tells you that Patterson Field's not still open for business is wrong, wrong, wrong.
I just wish for the fans they still had it covered like it used to be.
Yeah, you had the overhead cover. You're right. It made it a lot more comfortable. But this is an excellent place to play baseball. Anybody that lived in Montgomery, of course, my dad used to bring me to Montgomery Rebels games, and I saw a lot of that. And of course, I was at all the Troy National Championship games here in '86 and '87. And that coach was from Phoenix City. His name was Chase Riddle, or he was from Columbus, Georgia. Chase Riddle.
And Mike, it was another championship game across the street.
Well hit to left, and on his horse is did he get it? What a catch!
What a catch!
What a catch! They got a double play. They have got a double play.
Got
a double play.
What a play!
Ladies and gentlemen, at any level, I'll put that highlight on any level. What a play! The ball rolled into second base for a huge double play. For Pike, and the inning is over. But damage was done. They scored one run on one hit. They left a couple of men on. So after 1.5 innings, it's Glenwood nothing. Pike Patriots coming to bat in the bottom of the second.
For those that's listening, I wish you could have seen it. It was a well of a play, and a rolling ball back to second for the double play.
No question about it.
I'll check.
And you know,
Is that your son covered second? Or was it 4? Shortstop.
Yeah.
That's
man, oh man.
Grandson.
Ladies and gentlemen, you watch a lot of baseball, and we've been bragging about this outfield for Pike all during the whole playoff series, which started about 3 weeks ago. But that play by Cason Murphy on the dead run, and then being able to get up off the ground after I know he hit the ground hard, and he was able to throw the runner out at second. And you can't blame the Gators because that looked like base hit.
No, everybody up in this box thought it was a base hit.
Oh, yeah.
Thought it was over his head.
But that's what speed will do for you, and that's what courage will do for you. And he put both of them together. And what a play it was, and it's kept Pike maybe in this game.
And it broke up a big inning for Glenwood.
Yeah.
Very big inning. Maybe it'll wake up the bats, Mike.
Yeah, it may was. It's still very early. We're in the bottom of the second.
We need to wake them up.
Well, you're right. We only got 4 in the first, and we held them to 2.
Shortstop, Nate Renfro.
Nate Renfro steps up. Nate played last year at Brantley, or last 2 years at Brantley, was an outstanding player at Brantley. And what do they use him as mostly, Jerry, position-wise?
Catcher and short.
Catcher and short, and of course,
pitch.
He's got a very good arm, and of course he'll be heading to Southern Union to play his baseball next year. Curveball, he knocks it down. He can run. And he saved.
Got it.
And I tell you that I want to give a base hit on that. I'm gonna.
Hit or arrow?
I know. I would give him a hit. Hit. Good. We're gonna give him a hit. Gonna give him a hit. So that's a good call.
Nate was a two-time All-State baseball player, Mike, out of Brantley. Played sophomore and junior years.
Yeah, well, I knew he was also a good football player, too. And I know the first time he touched the football as a Pike Liberal Arts Patriot, I was there at the ball game, and he went 70 yards for the. Look at the drag bunt. He got down that line pretty good, and they advanced the runner. So Reed Jenright grounds
Mike,
out.
if you'll remember all of these Brantley ex-team was on the hill watching him.
Yeah, they played on a Thursday night, I want to say, and boy, he really was a good athlete. Good football player.
Runner on second, one out.
In the lead up to two when he had a nice hit over to left field.
Again, this guy's not overpowering. What he does, he throws breaking stuff over and over, it looks like. And yet to see a lot of his fastball.
Got speed at the plate. Trevor Barron. That's a base hit. That's a base hit.
Let's see if they send him. Oh, great play by the shortstop. Great play by that shortstop. He continues to amaze me how well he plays that position. But it's just one out, and the Patriots are on the corners now. Barron has just been super for the Patriots. Brings up Max Copeland, first baseman.
Pike needs a big hit here.
Of course.
You've been hit?
Oh, yes, that's a hit.
I only show two on the board. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you.
I'll go faster next time.
I know. I was just double checking because you held off. I thought.
Pickoff attempt to no avail. But see, if the shortstop doesn't make that play, he probably had a chance to score. Swinging strike. This is Copeland.
Mike, I'm keeping an eye on Barron at first.
Well, any kind of ball hit to the opposite side, they're playing back, so they're not trying to, except on the corners, they're playing up a little bit. So anything to shortstop at second is going to be a run scored if he can get it out there.
Speed on first.
It surprised me if they don't send him. That one's outside.
Definitely got the pitcher's attention on him.
No question about it. James,
the pitcher knows he's there.
You better be ready to hit a breaking pitch if you go up against this guy.
Big lead at first.
There's a ball down, hit solid down the right side. Mike Amos along with Jerry Amos Renfro from high above Patterson Field in Montgomery, Alabama, where we are seeing a great ball game between two outstanding teams. He misses that time. Of course, always very good team from Glenwood Academy, and of course they're the defending champion. They won 2 straight championships, and then I think 3 out of the last 4. They are very good. There you go, right there. Let's see if they got him tagging. It's going to drop in front of him, and they safe. They had a force out play, and he was safe at second, so a base hit. And, that would have been a fielder's choice if he'd made the out there, you know that? And another base hit, and that scores a run to tie the game.
Left fielder.
But wouldn't that have been a shame? Wouldn't that have been a shame? I mean, for that force out, it would have been a fielder's choice. Yeah. Runners on first and second now.
First and second, 1 out.
Yeah.
And a tie ball game, Mike Amos.
And, of course, Renfro comes around and scores. 3 hits in the inning already for the Patriots. This brings up Kason Murphy,
who made an outstanding catch last
year. That's right. And, of course, he's a senior, one of the 4 seniors on this team. And he can bunt, foul. Boy, they're the buntingest bunch I think I've ever seen. Coach Condon there was a home run hitter now, but he's got these guys bunting. It doesn't matter if the ball goes out of the infield, does it?
No. As long as you get on base, it doesn't matter how you got there.
That's right. And you shut folks down pitching, you know. A lot of room between short and third.
Another bunt
again. They did. They got him at third, so good play by the pitcher. And that fielder choice, and that's the last thing you want to do is bunt it right back to the pitcher to give him that shot.
Make somebody move if you're going to bunt the ball. 2 outs.
Brings up Hollis, the outstanding center fielder for the Patriots.
Top of the lineup.
And he usually makes things happen. Again, he can run.
Got runners on first and second.
Yes, sir. First and second.
2 to 5 on the put out on pitching.
Mike, if the home plate umpire holds true to form, he's got a high, wide strike zone.
A little bit different than the other guy.
A little bit different. I've seen him several times. It's high and wide strike zone, but it's same for both.
Yeah. I thought, and of course, these guys are doing a good job. But I thought the umpiring up at Tuscaloosa was outstanding. I really did. I saw a guy that I used to officiate basketball with, Rozelle, and it was good to see him. And he was calling one of the games. Hal Rozelle, who is also a good friend with Terry Jenright, the granddad of Reed here.
Who has called 5,000, no, more than that, baseball and football game.
That one could drop. It could be trouble. It is. It's going to score 1 run. Here comes 2. They're going to hold him up. But, man, can you believe that Texas leaguer? A Texas leaguer. And Hollis, I believe, goes all the way to
second base.
Second base, yeah. Or is that Davis? Excuse me, that's Allen. That was Allen.
We're going to throw that as a single, and he takes second on the throw.
They're doing a bunch of scorebook stuff down below us here.
Now batting Davis and Allen.
Who cares where that went from?
First game 3-0. They take the lead here 2-1.
Okay. So that was a big hit for Davis. That's his second hit of the game.
I agree with you.
No, we got Allen up now, Mike.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's right. Okay, and that's Hollis. Swinging. I was right in the first place. So that was Hollis's big hit.
Exactly. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Pike leads it 2-1. Swinging, I mean,
struck him out. But damage has been done. Pike Liberal scores 1 run on
2 runs.
2 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, and they left 2 men on. So after 2 complete innings of play, it's Pike Liberal 2, Glenwood 1.
Some people see an empty field. I see jobs, jobs, jobs. Like this site for the new Kimber Firearms Factory. I'm Marcus Paramore, and I'm working hard every day for our district's future. As your representative in Montgomery, I will cut through the red tape and deliver jobs, not excuses. Let's send a message that District 89 is open for business. Together, we can make our home a better place to work, worship, and play. Please vote Marcus Paramore on Tuesday, June the 5th.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Piggly Wiggly's local butchers are on site at both stores and will help you select the best cuts of meat and trim them to your liking. Our USDA Choice beef is the most consistently tender, juicy, and flavorful beef you can buy, all at cost plus 10%.
Patterson Field, Drew Nelson's back in the game. And Jerry, you know what it tells me? It tells me Coach Ponder thinks that's all he needs with a 1-run lead.
Yep. Chase.
And he is a fine young pitcher, 14-year-old 8th grader.
Jenright goes back to third.
22 is now pitching. Or did you not go?
Back to third.
This is his first at bat. Sykes out of the game. Playing the first game.
Yes.
Nelson on the mound, the fine young left-hander.
Will Nelson like a bat or not bat?
Pitches to,
He went there.
I think this is Barker. Who is this here?
Chase Baker.
Baker, yeah, Baker, the designated hitter. Nelson throws a lot of change-ups, a lot of mixed speeds.
Top of three. Pike leads 2-1.
Foul, ground out.
Hard hit down third, foul.
Thing that I think if you ask me what I thought was so effective about him is his control. He always around the strike zone, makes folks hit the ball on the ground. You know, they keep batters off stride. He missed that time.
Way outside, bringing it 3-2.
And he didn't put himself in this position much. But the thing is, when they get on base, are they going to be picked off?
He's got to move to.
I mean, when they get on base, you watch, their stride might be a yard off the base.
Yeah,
they will not take a stride on him. He is that good of a guy at picking people off. Only the great Whitey Ford was better, Jerry. They had a ground ball to the second baseman. Nice play. Throws him out. Good job by the second baseman for the Barron, and that's out number one.
Nick Adams. Get wild, folks.
This kid is so much under control that it's just unusual to see a kid this young under control like he is.
Mike, as we've spoken before, you do not rattle Pike Liberal Arts.
Whoa, that one got by. That's a big hit.
Maybe.
And Allen will get it on in there quick. But now we're fixing to see another part of this guy's game. And if this guy goes off more than 2 yards, he's in trouble. I've never seen a young kid with a move to first base like this guy's got. It's going to be interesting to see. One out here. We're in the top of the third inning.
Third baseman wearing number 4.
This is the top of the lineup. He butts it very nicely. You can tag him right there. Good play by the first baseman to go in and tag him out for 2 outs. So
now batting first baseman Jalen Williams.
Mike, that might be the first bunt that we've seen work all day.
Exactly, no question about it. Brings up Williams.
Big, strong-looking kid.
Oh, yeah, he's a fine player. Of course, an excellent fielder, too.
Runner got a pretty good lead at second.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of pickoff attempt he's got going to second. But I know this, that at Tuscaloosa Academy, Jerry, they wouldn't get any further than a yard off. Because he had already picked off 2 guys. So, I mean, you know, when you don't have much of a lead, you know, it makes a difference. Big play here.
Yeah, runner on second, 2 outs.
When he's ahead in the count, he's a lot more effective. Of course, your dad, David Nelson, really has spent a lot of time with him over the years. So this kid plays rec ball, plays travel ball. He's just outstanding.
Here's the Macon East players coming, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, we got the Macon East baseball team that won the state yesterday.
Yeah, congratulations
down in
to
front
them.
of them. Congratulations to them.
And you know, I did the Patriots played them in a game prior to the season. Look at this, throw down by McWhorter. Of course, a lot of speed at the plate right here with a 2-ball and 1 strike count.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner on second.
A lot of room between shortstop and third. Pike leads 2-1. We're in the top of the third inning. The winner, if Pike wins, they win the championship. If they lose, they play tomorrow at 11 o'clock from right here at Patterson Field. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Patriots. 1 run on 2 hits for Glenwood.
With 1 error.
With 1 error.
All right, Nelson.
That one's up high. Doesn't look quite as sharp as throwing strikes like he normally does. He got that ball way up out of the strike zone.
Mike, we must have missed.
First base is open, you know.
We must have missed a call, Mike. He base on balls.
Yeah.
Puts runners on first and second.
Exactly. But again, you know, first base was open and
exactly, and nothing hurt.
Nothing hurt. You're exactly right. And bring up their cleanup hitter in Valero. He's the catcher. He's an outstanding player. Glenwood had a lot of their players from Georgia. Is that right? Did they get a lot of players from Georgia?
They got 3.
They just honored a good friend of mine who's coached there for many years. Outside pitch.
Tying run on second.
Yeah. Another thing about Nelson, he's a very confident young man, so we want him to keep that confidence going.
Timeout call.
And of course, this guy at the plate can drive it, and I mean, 360, 380, 372 is not out of his range. And the 330 down the left field line. Got away from the catcher. And
advances both runners. Here comes the coach.
Yeah, I don't. I think you're right. I think he's a little discouraged with the way things are happening right now because of control. Now that ball though looked like a pass ball instead of a wild pitch, didn't it look to you? Mm-hmm. They just celebrated one of the all-time great administrators there at Glenwood. What was his name? They were there so many years.
I'm not sure, other than they named the football field after Sammy Howard.
Yeah, Sammy Howard, the mayor. Is that right?
He was
former mayor,
yeah. And Tim got the field named after him in baseball. And
Kim
Fanning Field.
Yeah, Kim Fanning Field.
And it's Bill Bowers Park.
Yeah, okay.
Bill Bowers is, I don't know, I have to ask the current headmaster.
Yeah, I got you.
We got 2 outs, runners on second and third.
Good pitch there. How about a guy named Bobby Bush? You know that name? Oh, God, he's from Phoenix City now. Everybody in Phoenix City knows. Rusty Ninus, good friend of mine.
Vince Green.
Yeah, Vincent Green, one of the great wide receivers of all time.
Doug Taylor.
Yeah,
I know Vince.
Of course,
the street from me in Columbus.
The late Doug Taylor. Of course, oh man! But again, thankfully, first base was open. So now you get your best hitter, perhaps your best hitter to walk. And now you got Tillery, another one, the guy that got the big double earlier, knocked in a run.
And we got Torres going in to run.
Again.
Yeah.
He had a double back in the second inning and got their RBI.
So this is, if he can get this guy, he has done his job, I promise you. 2 outs here in the top of the third.
Pike needs an out real bad.
Glenwood's got ducks on the pond in every base.
No place to quit one.
Yeah.
And a young man that's already signed a scholarship with North Carolina State at the plate. He missed there. So, you know, the heat could have a lot to do with this here, too. It's awfully hot out there. Bases loaded, and their top hitter Tillery at the plate. That's a strike. Buddy, you get this out, it's like you got another day. I mean, this is that big out right here.
I'll make a prediction. Don't get him out, you win.
I would think so. You're right, but now he's not throwing the ball with much control right now. 2 balls and a strike.
2 balls.
Just make him
strike.
put it in play. You got an outstanding outfield and an outstanding defense. And let's see what happens here, buddy. This is big. Change up, boy, and he had him fooled. That was his best pitch, and he had him fooled.
And he just found it off.
And I heard somebody say something just a while ago that if he gets this guy, it will be big in this game, and I agree.
Off his right leg. Foul ball.
So Tillery, as we mentioned, Andrew Tillery is the right fielder. And you just look at him and tell he's a big-time player.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Now, 2-2 count. Change up, Jerry. What do you think?
Change up on him.
Struck him out.
Struck him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, as big a strikeout as that young man's ever made in his life right there. That was huge. Huge, huge, huge. And after 2.5 innings of play, it is still Pike 2, Glenwood nothing.
And what a way to get out of an inning, Mike Amos, leaving the bases loaded.
Boy, you're exactly right. And of course, they got one hit and left bases loaded. So great effort on the part of Drew Nelson, the young 8th grade pitcher. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to be old. You just got to know how to pitch.
You got to know how to throw the ball.
And he got him with a couple of change-ups, and they were beauties. We'll be back.
Y'all walk. Y'all are going to win. Y'all are going to win.
That was a big inning.
Yeah, and he's not himself.
No, it's like you were saying, he's not throwing a fastball.
At all. It's just, he's got the short windup, but he throws fastball. He's not good. So there's got to be a reason.
Who is that guy, though? He was over that school for a long time. And he must have died recently because they honored him.
Oh, you must be talking about Mr. Sharp.
No, not Sharp. Not Sharp.
He died in the car crash. They think he had a heart attack.
Did he? How old was he?
Leading off, number 25, Cole McWhorter.
Yeah.
He was driving home when he had a heart attack.
Huh.
Died. He was coached for a good while.
All right, we got the meat of the order coming up.
Okay, yeah, this is Cole McWhorter. But again, they're pitching him away, and it's pretty effective. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pike leads 2-1 over an outstanding team from Phoenix City, Alabama, Glenwood Academy. That's a good pitch, just missed. McWhorter flied out in the 1st inning. Has great power if he can reach it. Right now, they're trying to keep it away from him, not letting him pull the ball.
Good, I don't have to drive back.
Swing strike. So McWhorter's having trouble with this curveball.
Mike, it appears that the pitcher may have a little bit of physical problem. I mean, he's not throwing a true fastball. He's staying with his breaking pitches and talking to the people from Glenwood. He's a fastball pitcher.
Yeah. This is a 10th grade catcher whose dad played for Columbus College on some of their good teams. Played with a catcher. Did you know that?
Jim Wright.
And of course, he was an outstanding player in high school at Charles Henderson High School, his dad.
You got Clay Barron going in for courtesy runner.
Runner for the pitcher or catcher, is that correct?
Courtesy runner for the catcher.
Yeah.
We didn't have that when I played, Mike. A lot of rules have changed since me and you played.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have a designated hitter either, did we?
Yeah.
We didn't have aluminum bats either, did we?
Yeah, exactly. You know, the kid that made the great catch in the outfield, the Murphy kid, his great-grandfather was Sambo Murphy, who lived a long time in Columbus, Georgia. Bridge builder. And that's a big family in Troy, and of course he lived there. You've heard of Bobby Marlowe, haven't you? You ever heard of the great Bobby Marlowe that played it? Had a good
had
bunt.
the bunt. Moved
and
the
he
runner.
going directly to first base with it. A good bunt that time by Jenright.
Brings up Renfro. Runner on second, one out.
Nate Renfro.
Brings up Nate Renfro, and now he's got a little pop in his bat. He hit a home run in the big victory over Tuscaloosa Academy. That was last Thursday. That one's outside. Pike had to come back through the losers bracket against Tuscaloosa. Their pitcher pitched brilliantly in the first game, and they lost that one 5-1.
Mike, I think
they came back and won the championship game 5-4.
I think they played him in too close.
That one through.
Base hit.
Let's see if they send him. They said if they send him, now they're going to hold him up. With one out, that's a smart thing to do. So, man, I tell you, they're really hitting this kid now. And that was the
Reed, Jenright.
I think that was Renfro's second hit, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah, that's right. This is 7th hit of the game for Pike. And this is Reed Jenright,
who is a power hitter,
who's got a lot of pop. And they're playing him way in too close. Yep. They're going to bunt him. What a bunt.
Squeeze
what
play.
a bunt. He's
safe at the plate. And Renfro's going to third.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And Rennie's going to second. Everybody's moving.
Whoa.
What a change in the game.
Well, that is amazing. I tell you what, you got one of the most powerful hitters you got. The right fielder is in close. He could easily knock it over his head, and they bunt him, and what a bunt it was. So what a great effort by Coach Ponder to make that call.
Yes. He tried to do.
They haven't put the.
Come home from third.
Exactly right. That was McWhirter or his runner that scored.
Sacrifice bunt then.
But you're exactly right, and that's still just one out in the infield's end. And there's a strike to Barron. Barron has been one of the surprise players in this whole tournament to me, how solid he's been. All he needs to do is make real good contact, and you got another run here. There's the base hit.
Just like that, Mike. Is that what you wanted?
Hey, let's see. We got to get this one in. Come on. Oh, it's still just one out. Still just one out as Renfro scores from third.
Remember, Barron has had a good hitting day.
And Barron again comes through for the Patriots. What a play. Brings up.
I told you if you got somebody else.
Yeah.
Max Copeland.
That's right. Brings up Max Copeland, who singled back in the second inning. 2 runs in the inning, and 4 so far for the Patriots.
Got runners on the corner with 1 out for Pike Lib.
Queen strike.
Max had a RBI in that first game, and he's got one so far in the second. Back in the second inning, he had a single with an RBI.
The infield's playing back double play range. The corners are up to try to make a play at the plate. There goes another drive, and let's see if they send him. They don't.
Not against Tillery.
And Tillery, of course, the guy from North Carolina State, or going to North Carolina State, had the ball.
Wise choice.
Brings up Murphy again. And this is the guy that started most all of this.
2 outs.
Murphy.
Runners still on the corners.
And I'm still thinking about that miraculous play he made. You think about it, that was a big turnaround play in this game.
Big turnaround.
They would have scored at least 2 or 3 runs on that in that situation.
Outside corner. Yes.
And that ball would have rolled all the way to the fence, too. He made a miraculous catch. You got a highlight tape. I'd love to show that one. There goes the runner.
Runner's going.
Well, did he catch in there? He caught in there at the end of the inning. He hit it hard, but he hit it right at the third baseman to end the inning. But damage has been done. 2 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits, and they left 2 batters. So after 3 complete, it's Pike Liberal Arts of Troy, Alabama, 4. And Glenwood Academy of Phoenix City 2-1. 4-1, Pike over Glenwood.
3 complete innings of play.
Alton Starling has over 29 years of public service, 8 years as an officer in the Air Force and 21 years as a city clerk treasurer of Troy, Alabama. He has willfully and faithfully performed all the duties of each office. Alton has a proven record of following and implementing multiple federal, state, and local laws and guidelines in elections, financial reporting, licensing, managing public funds, and record keeping. Please vote for Alton Starling, a proven public servant for the office of probate judge.
The First National Bank is a true community bank. That's why we created and introduced our Spirit checking account. Spirit Checking offers you checks and debit cards that display the logo of your favorite school. Every time you make a purchase with your Spirit debit card, the First National Bank will donate 1 cent to your school. Talk Spirit Checking with us today in Troy or Brundage. It's just another way we're making your banking better. Member FDIC.
Of Troy, 4, Glenwood Academy out of Phoenix City 1. The Gators will send up the
pitcher Slade James.
Slade James in the.
They sit up the middle.
And he got a lot on that one. Jenwright made a great effort for. Excuse me, Renfro made a great effort, but that was a clean single. And as good as this guy has pitched the last couple of games that he's pitched in, he might not be as sharp as he's been.
Krebs again.
But he's still getting folks out.
Well, they put a courtesy runner in.
Got a courtesy runner in. We're in the 4th. And now again, let's watch him. Let's see if he'll take off many strides.
Third baseman in close.
See, there he goes. Got him.
Got him. What a move to first base, Mike.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got Whitey Ford on the mound for Pike.
Mike Amos has been sitting here talking about the move to first, and if you're watching it on TV, you saw it.
He did the same thing in Tuscaloosa. They got where they were not getting off more than a yard. And, that's just, you got to know how to do that. And evidently he's been taught to do it most all of his life. Big out was that. That was a huge out. But if you get on base, you're still in trouble.
Exactly. You're not out of danger just because you got on base.
This guy's looking at the first base and the home plate at the same time. There goes the ball. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a tough play. What a play by Jenwright. It was in the ground, and Copeland did a good job to stop it, but great effort by Wood Jenwright. And I'm going to give him base hit on that. That's a base hit, in my opinion.
Nothing hurt. Nothing hurt. 1 out.
You got to give a hit.
Number 10, Trevor Crisco.
Brings up Crisco.
Trevor Crisco, he flied out left field after that.
He flied out back in the 2nd.
Big lead at first, Mike.
Yeah, you better be careful, ain't he? There he is again. He dove back in there. We see you sitting next to a sports reporter that's been around for years and years and years. And you don't see many young players like this with a move to first base like he's got. You been? Do you represent one of the big newspapers over there?
I used to, but I don't anymore.
You work for the Columbus Ledger, or?
But I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm with the weekly local paper.
Yeah, I got you.
Move to first.
You've seen a lot of baseball though. That's a pretty good move, isn't it?
Yeah, it's as good as the guy from Glenwood had last year, Daniel Hawley.
Yeah, he could do it too.
Oh yeah.
This kid's just in the 8th grade now. You know that, don't
that
you?
was a senior. I'm talking
Yeah.
about a senior.
Misses out. Well, they gave it to him.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on.
If he's ahead in the count, it's awfully hard to beat this guy because he's going to throw some off-speed pitches that's going to keep you off balance. Like that one. That one's going right at the left fielder. Two outs on that play. And that was, again, Murphy making the play out in the outfield.
Next up, designated hitter, Chase Baker.
How about Dr. Rod Beck? Have you ever heard that name? Been practicing medicine in Phoenix City for 50 years or more.
No, I knew a couple of doctors who knows Rod Beck.
Is there a difference in touch? Are you trying to tell me there's a big difference between Columbus, Georgia, and Phoenix City, Alabama?
Yes. Big river.
So y'all don't all know each other, is that right?
That's right.
Bless their hearts, they still got to use your time, though. Why in the world have they got to use your time?
No balls and 2 strikes.
Man, isn't that tough? Have to use your time. Hey, listen, when I wake up in Alabama, you guys have been up over an hour.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Big lead at first. Swinging and
strike. Barker grounded out back in the 3rd inning and grounded out in the 1st inning. He's 0 for 2. Foul back.
Count remained 1-2, 2 outs. Runner on first.
He's got some home runs.
2 outs here. 1-2 count. Big pitch here. Again, he's way off, way too far. And he comes back. And if he doesn't get him, he's creating such a commotion, the kid's got dirt all over him right now.
And I'd be jittery if I was over on first.
Hope our cameraman's going over there and watching some of this. Oh, that's a strike. There it is. That's a strike.
Ball.
You call it a ball?
Yeah, second base call it a ball.
Huh.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
I'm telling you, I've seen him pitch.
Big pitch here.
Big lead at first now, Mike. Big lead at first.
And he's never given up 8 hits in a
Just missed the corner there.
And he's given 8 hits.
Full count now with 2 outs here in the
runner will be going.
4th inning.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
But he better be careful when he goes.
When he goes, exactly right.
He fixed to pick him off right here, looks like. That's back.
That'll slow your start down.
It sure will. It sure will. It'll give you a lot better chance to get a force at second.
Exactly. Struck him out. Base on ball.
Okay, walked him. But again, he is back to the
Next up, center fielder Nick
to the top of the lineup.
Nick Adams, one of their better hitters.
Brings up Nick Adams. He flied out back in the 1st and got on a single back in the 3rd inning. But again, they're not holding him up now. Good pitch there.
4-1.
Pike leads. We're in the top of the 4th inning.
2 outs. Runners on second, 1st and 2nd. 2 outs. Pike needs an out.
Boy, is this a beautiful playing field? This is a gorgeous place to play baseball. I like this better than the field downtown. I really do. This is the way old baseball fields were made and look. Yeah. Chairbacks down both sidelines. Huge crowd. Look at the crowd over here, David. Big crowd of Pike people all the way down. I bet there's 400 or 500 or maybe more down the left field line. And a big crowd also from Columbus.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on first and second.
And again, the pitcher is in control, and the batter can back out and do whatever. But you're right. This young man at the plate here is one of their better athletes.
Mike, don't be surprised if you don't see a pickoff play back at first. Big lead at first.
Ground ball foul. In fact, out of all the players on this team, and of course I've been very impressed with the shortstop and very impressed with the right fielder, but you give me this guy on a daily basis and you can win. This guy's a fine player. Number 5, Nick Adams.
Runners not being held at first. Playing for the out.
Again, very deliberate and there's the strike. See, so deliberate. They're standing up there and saying, should I back out or not? You've done that before. This guy is in total control, and then he throws something that you can't hardly see.
Playing a mind game.
That's right. 2 strikes. This would be a big strikeout here. Big strikeout here, if he can get him. There it is. There's a fly ball. It should be handled. Here comes Davis Allen, and we're out of the inning. Another outstanding pitching performance by Nelson, the young pitcher, Drew Nelson. And going into the bottom of the 4th inning is Pike Liberal Arts of Troy 4, Glenwood Academy of Phoenix City 1. We'll be back.
As an attorney with 5 years of experience in more than 100 cases in Pike County Probate Court, Michael Bunn is the only candidate with the experience to get the job done on day 1, and that's important. The probate judge handles complex legal matters, including adoptions, involuntary mental commitments, guardianships, conservatorships, and estates. Michael Bunn has the experience to get the job done, and he cares about our county. Michael will continue Judge Allen's policy of not issuing marriage licenses, which is important to protect Pike County values. Experienced, conservative, Michael Bunn.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Coach Robertson got it right up, and it just so happened it hit one day before
Line score shows Pike Liberal Arts 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors.
It's more than that now.
8 hits.
8 hits, yeah. You got to work your glasses out there.
Glenwood 1 run on 4 hits with 1 error.
No question about it. Okay, going into the bottom of the 4th inning.
Got the top of the lineup for Pike.
Liberal sends up Hollis at the top of their batting order. I tell you what, they have bunted so much. They got this.
They got the third baseman way up on the front now.
I mean, and they have done a super job bunting.
Yeah, I noticed that they got him playing in, and he's coming in.
You know why they call this, don't you? And they got him at first. They call this small ball. You remember have you ever heard that? Oh yeah, when you bunt all the time, they call it small ball.
I think I've seen more bunts or attempted bunts in these 2 games than I've ever seen before.
And it's keeping people off balance. It really is. Here's Davis Allen. He singled back in the 1st inning. Struck out in the 3rd. But he's another one you don't want to get on the base because he can run so well. Only a 10th grader. And if his folks are watching from Centerville, Alabama tonight, today, we hope you are. State Representative Gerald Allen, you probably know Gerald Allen.
Senator Allen's here.
That's right. Jerry, of course, was a lobbyist, one of those bad lobbyists in Montgomery for a long time.
That was a good one.
Why didn't you ever, all those fun things you used to do, why didn't you invite your cousin, Jerry? That's what I always wondered. I could have helped you out, man. I could have told him some of that stuff. Swinging strike. And I tell you, some kids can't hit a curveball, and when they can't, they look silly at the plate.
Exactly.
I mean, a curveball will make you look funny.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out.
And this guy's got stuff. There's no question about it. He just missed there. And coming into this game, ladies and gentlemen, this guy was a fireballer, but he's got sort of a injury that's holding him back a little bit. He missed that time. But you know, Jerry, in the deep part of center field, of course, you know, that's where the big home run was hit. But up, you can see chairs. But people used to instead of paying to get in the game, they'd
sit up on the hill,
walk in these people's backyard, and they welcome you.
Exactly.
They'd open up their refrigerator, and you bought from their refrigerator.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's a drive down the left field line, fire. These guys from Columbus, Georgia, probably don't know some of the sayings around here. Hank Williams Sr. is buried at the top of that hill, and the old saying is, "Wake up, old Hank." Great place to play baseball. Been here a long time. Albie Pearson used to play back in center field back here in the 50s. And a guy named L.J. Ledbetter, Jerry.
L.J. Ledbetter
called my daddy up one day and says the Cleveland Indians and the New York Giants are playing at Patterson Field today in an exhibition. Would you let me take your boys? So me and my brother Joel got with him. We came to this ballpark, saw the great Bob Feller pitch. We saw Willie Mays in center fielder, young Willie Mays, Johnny Antonelli, Al Rosen, all those great players on the Indians and the Giants. It was an exhibition game. During the regular season, the Giants had beaten Cleveland in the World Series. But they played the game here, and Mr. L.J. Ledbetter, you remember him?
Oh, yeah.
And your took us to the game. And I hadn't forgotten it. And I probably was about 7 years old or less.
No balls, 1 strike, runner on
first. But you know, you don't forget kind things that people do. And all of us that listen today across the world, be kind and love your neighbor and be kind and generous to your friends and neighbors, because it's some of these things they'll never forget for the rest of their lives. And
Exactly.
I'll never forget Mr. L.J. Ledbetter for inviting me on that trip. This is McWhirter.
Hard hit to second.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, she is. Okay, good. And that ends the inning. Okay, that is the inning. And after 4 complete innings of play, ladies and gentlemen, it's Pike Liberal Arts 4, Glenwood 1. We'll be back. She's going to Montgomery, Birmingham with him. Good.
I'm Judge Wes Allen. It's been an honor to serve as Pike County Probate Judge for 9 years. When liberals descended on Pike County to attack our values, you stood by me. And when our office was criticized for fiscally conservative policies, you supported me. And I want to thank you for that. Now, I need your help to carry those same principles to the Alabama legislature to represent you and all the residents of House District 89. I'll lead in the State House with the same values that's guided me in the courthouse. I'm Wes Allen, and I'm asking for your vote on June the 5th.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Come see us at Don Walker Western Wear. From boots, jeans, and jackets to shirts, hats, and belts, we're your headquarters for Western wear for the entire family. With the largest selection of jeans in town, we carry famous brands like Wrangler, Levi, Carhartt, Ariat, and Cinch. We've also got plenty of styles of boots to choose from, including Justin, Lucchese, Ariat, Tony Lama, Red Wing, Dan Post, and Corral. So come on into Don Walker Western Wear, located on Highway 231 in Troy.
Center field, it was great.
We had the minor league baseball in Columbus, so the Rebels would come there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You sure did.
We had Astros and then the Indians.
You only had a good stadium too.
It's still there, but it's used.
Do they still play there?
They use it less than they use Patterson Field.
Back to play here at Patterson Field in Montgomery, Alabama, where Pike Liberal Arts of Troy leads Glenwood Academy of Phoenix City 4-1. We're in the top of the 5th inning, and the young left-hander on the field for Pike has pitched every inning since the first, and has pitched brilliantly for the Patriots. This is Barton, Brooks Barton, and he is out of there. What did he ground out? What did he do this then? What did he do then? What did he do then?
He was out 4-3, but it was second.
Okay. Yeah. So Britton is out. Brings up Williams. Again, that's a pop fly. Gonna have to hurry. Gonna have to really hurry. He caught it. He caught it. He caught it. He caught it. What a catch by Hollis. I mean, a tremendous catch by Hollis. The outfield for this team, Jerry, did you see that?
Saw the play.
Jerry, was that unbelievable? Hey, that was a big-time play in any league. And their speed in the outfield has just been phenomenal.
The outfield is put on a show, Mike.
And they did the same thing in Tuscaloosa, the same way. But that was a big-time play. And if I get excited, I'm sorry. I don't think any.
You should have got excited on that play, Mike.
That was unbelievable. So even when he doesn't strike folks out or make them hit a ground ball, the outfield is making unbelievable plays.
Exactly. Two great plays.
I think you can. The only question would be what the final score is going to be.
Of course, this is Valero, their home run hitter.
He was hit by a pitch in the second, Walter in the third.
And in fact,
Hunter Nelson.
ground ball to shortstop Renfro. Oh! It hit something, and I think that's the second time it's hit that same thing. One time it bounced right to the Glenwood player, and that one bounced over everybody's head. So that was something hard on the ground right there.
Torres running.
That's kind of break a team needs sometime, with especially with 2 outs here. Brings up Tillery, the right fielder.
Courtesy runner on first. Big lead.
He could be in trouble if you better be careful. They had a pop fly back, a foul back.
Currently batting Andrew Tillery.
4-1.
The infield.
Again, off balance. You know, if you don't know what kind of speed somebody's throwing it, how do you get set?
You can't get comfortable to hit the
That's
ball.
right, unless you're Charlie Lau or Don Madeline. See, that's what I was worried about right there, you know.
Sorry, I had my mic off.
1 ball and 2 strikes. They were able to pick you up.
No ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And struck him out.
And that is a big strikeout. Again, a changeup. And the young guy keeps sailing along. Pike now 4-1 lead, and of course, let's take a little break here, Jerry, about this ballpark, and a huge crowd from both towns, Phoenix City, Columbus, and Troy. And of course, this baseball team, coached by Alan Ponder, has been outstanding, and of course, he's if there was a better player maybe ever in the independent schools, he'd have to be one of the top 5, wouldn't you think?
I would say he would be one of the top 5.
And of course, he came out of Lee Scott and went to the University of Alabama as a pitcher, and he hurt his arm after his sophomore year. He then transferred to AUM right here in town, which is a very good program under a legendary coach, and made the Hall of Fame. Just recently went into their Hall of Fame. And of course, QB Lowe is a great coach he played under here.
And speaking of Lee Scott,
and then he married one of the Collie girls, or Ventress girls, and that's how we got him in Troy. So you don't ever know what love will do for your athletic program.
Exactly. And Tim Hudson just recently, this week or last week, inducted into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame.
And you know what? The next week, that same weekend that he played in Troy on Thursday night,
exactly,
he got his award in Birmingham.
That Saturday night.
Yeah.
Deservingly so.
This game's not over by any means. I mean, they're only down by 3, so things have got to work.
Pike needs runs. Never hurts to add to what you got. And you got
Wood Drenwright.
With the meat of the lineup coming up, Mike, we couldn't ask for a better time.
Wood Drenwright opens up the bottom of the 5th inning. Wood, of course, as we mentioned, he and his brother Reed will be going next year to play for Southern Union Junior College in Wadley, Alabama. You know, you got to want to go to Wadley, and I reckon that you'll find your way if you're a baseball player, one of the best programs around.
Well, thank the Lord for GPS.
And then, of course, the other two, the other player is a guy you know pretty well, your grandson. Nate Renfro is also going to Southern Union. Those guys are going to have a lot of fun, don't you think?
I think they have a lot of fun. I think they'll add to that program. You got 3 good athletes going at one time. Struck him out.
Wood Drenwright strikes out, and he didn't strike out much. And he was the hero of the 5-4 win that propelled Pike to win that championship over in Tuscaloosa.
Shortstop, Nate Renfro.
I tell you something that he hadn't done in this game that he's very capable of doing is knocking it out of this ballpark.
Exactly.
He's got a quick swing, and he makes things happen.
Ball 1.
And another thing he's got going for him, he can pitch, he can play shortstop, he can catch, he can and he can run. Ground ball just going just fine. But he's been a very steady player. I remember in the big game against Lee Scott, in the second game, all he did was go 3 for 5 and knocked in 7 runs, including 2 home runs, 1 a grand slammer. That's well hit ball for a base hit.
Third hit for him.
Yeah, third hit. You're right. He's proven himself all the time. And you ask somebody about him, Jerry, and you say, what do you think about Nate Renfro? He said, one of the finest young men I've ever coached or I've ever been around. He is, and that right there is more as rewarding as what kind of player he is.
Exactly.
And the ground ball could be 2. High bounce.
Oh, he gets over his head.
Same thing happened.
And he won't get him going to first.
And you know what? That's a base hit. That's a base hit. No, he's out. That's right. He's struck out.
The ball hit it. You give him a hit.
Yeah, you got to give him a hit.
Runners on first and second.
I mean, that was nature did that.
1 out.
2 back-to-back hits by Renfro and Drenwright. There's a base hit.
Well hit.
And it's getting by, and here comes, let's see if they're going to send him. They are going to send him. No. With no out, or 1 out. That was smart. Or is it no outs?
Ponder wanted him to go.
I'm looking at one out.
Next up, number 6.
But you know, I like Ponder, what he does with something like that. And a lot of people would have said, let's go, let's send him, you know. But it's just one out.
Exactly.
That is his high for the year.
So the Patriots have something going here in the bottom of the 5th inning of this 7-inning game. They lead 4-1, and of course a lot of happy Patriots down the left field line. Boy, I think the whole school let out. But you want to know why kids want to go to Pike? Take a look down the left field line. That's why they want to go to Pike. Don't ever think that don't come into play. Beautiful people at Pike Liberal Arts School in Troy, Alabama. And if you want to recruit a player, just take them down the left field line here today. They could recruit him, couldn't they?
Yeah. A lot of red and white down the
left
field line.
A lot of red and white.
Oh, hit him.
Walked in a run.
Send a run in.
So that's an RBI the hard way.
Mike, we'll take them any way we can get them.
He just went out and talked to him.
Number 1, left fielder, Kason Murphy.
Any way we can get them, we'll take them.
So Jenright has get a big hit from Barron. You know, Barron's got 3 hits in this ball game. He is quite a player, Trevor Barron.
Good ball player.
There goes one. The second for one. The first.
No, he didn't get him. And a run scores.
And another run scores. Again, we're going to you across the nation, and if my sidekick here gets a little excited, that's his grandson out there. If you can't get excited for your grandson, why not?
Got an RBI.
2 runs in the bottom of the field, and there's 2 outs. I tell you what, give me that shortstop. I'll take that shortstop right now. They give it to me. He is a player.
He is a whale of a player.
Brings up Murphy. No, excuse me. The top of the order in Hollis. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. 4th out there. This guy's been steady, and the only reason he hadn't made and then they knock it down and they're going to throw him out, but that's going to end the inning.
Not before damage was done.
And damage was done. 2 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits, and they left 2 men on. So after 6 complete innings, is that right? 5 complete innings. Is Pike Liberal Arts. What is that? 6, 2, 4, 6, 6.
6-1.
Glenwood 1. We'll be back.
As an attorney with 5 years of experience in more than 100 cases in Pike County Probate Court, Michael Bunn is the only candidate with the experience to get the job done on day 1, and that's important. The probate judge handles complex legal matters, including adoptions, involuntary mental commitments, guardianships, conservatorships, and estates. Michael Bunn has the experience to get the job done, and he cares about our county. Michael will continue Judge Allen's policy of not issuing marriage licenses, which is important to protect Pike County values. Experienced, conservative, Michael Bunn.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Is this young 8th grader who really needs no introduction, but Drew Nelson.
Pitcher against pitcher, Mike. James is up for Glenwood.
Of course, a great baseball program, Glenwood, for years and years. Again, it's sort of odd the way Nelson pitches that he gets behind in a count. He usually stays ahead in the count.
Behind 2-0, 2 balls, no strikes.
Coach Kim Fanning.
Hard hit ball.
And this couldn't. It got a hurry to get this one. And he goes in with a stand-up double. Great effort again by Murphy in left.
Nothing hurt. Need an out. Ponder going to the mound.
No. He's going to make a move, I believe. This is the second time. Oh, yeah, he'll go with Renfro, I believe. Buddy, you talk about a standing ovation. This young man's going to get a standing ovation when he comes off the field. What an effort. What an effort. And, of course, he's only an 8th grader, and they've got a lot of years to have this young man pitching on the mound for him. You're talking about a franchise player? That's a franchise player just went off the field. He is some kind of player. Line score for him, final line score for him was he gave up just 1 run and allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So a very good pitching performance by Drew Nelson. On the mound now is Nate Renfro, who throws the ball hard and got a good breaking pitch. But against a team like this that's won so many games this year and over the years, you never can count them out. They can play. And did Sammy Howard coach baseball there, or did he coach it at Columbus High?
No, he coached.
Didn't he?
He coached football at Hardaway High School, and then
yeah. Who's a great coach at Columbus High?
Pig Davis.
Pig Davis. His boys played at Alabama. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, he was there with kickers.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're not sure. Obviously.
Back to play here at Patterson Field in Montgomery, where Glenwood's got a little something going here. They've relieved Nelson of his duties after pitching brilliantly, and Nate Renfro, the youngster, comes in to pitch, and boy, he was very effective last time. He retired 6 out of 7 last week against Tuscaloosa Academy. Coming in relief. That's a curveball. Jerry, tell us about him. You should know.
He's got a real good fastball and got an outstanding breaking ball.
And of course, he throws hard.
Throws hard. And he's got an off-speed curve that he can come back after that fastball with.
That's a curveball. That was a beauty.
Like he did there.
You didn't get the call. Did I overhear something that he pitched over 30 innings and struck out 50? Is that the fact? That is phenomenal. 3-1 count.
Need a strike.
I'm sure they're going to do everything they can to get runners on the bases. That's a good pitch. Whoa! Man, oh man, what a pitch.
Runners on first and second, and no out.
Trevor Crisco
brings up Crisco.
Pike needs an out.
Crisco fouled out and got on the fielder's choice. Only batted twice today. James on second with a double. There's the pitch high. 6-1. Patriots lead, but there's no outs here in the Top of the 6th inning. And 2 runners on. There's a good pitch.
One ball, one strike, no outs.
Was Renfro's a strikeout pitcher. He really strikes out a lot of batters. Goes overhanded that time and got the strike. Beauty.
Now Trevor Crisco was flying out.
Yeah, hit in the
hit in the count. One ball, 2 strikes. Pike needs an out.
Boy, a little breeze coming through, and the sun's a little down a little bit, so it's awfully pleasant here in the stadium. That ball's hit way, 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 way foul, thank goodness.
Foul ball.
And bless Murphy's heart, he had to run about 100 yards for that one. Of course, that's down the 330 line. I've also seen some, Charles Henderson won 3 state championships in this ballpark. And they had a pitcher that hit 2 home runs in the game for him.
That's what's happening. There's Coach's foul. There's his line. It's not going to stay.
That's a liner right at the third baseman. Good play. They almost picked him off. Great effort by Woods Enright. Now, you would have thought he had a play, but it's a speeding bullet out there, isn't it? What was that young man that was such a good player? He played quarterback on the football team, too. I was trying to think.
Where?
That played for Charles Henson, hit 2 over that board over there to win that tournament against Coleman, I remember.
Much needed out for Pike Liberal. 1 out. Still runners on first and second.
Good sidearm, and that's the first time we've seen him do that, but that makes him effective to be able to come with submarine sidearm like that. Because that batter's been used to seeing the ball come over the top.
Yeah, he can come sideways with it.
That was a big out then for out number 1. And like again, Renfro's an overpowering pitcher. That's a good bunt, but foul. Look at that. You talking about an athlete. Did you see McWhorter do that with one hand? Man, he's such a natural.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and second.
This is Baker. Good bunt. And he'll go to first, and now there are 2 outs. Outs are very important in this situation here.
2 outs, runners advance. Runners on second and third.
Brings up the top of their order.
Adams.
And one of their top players.
Mike, this is a very good place for our strikeout right here.
No question about it.
He has a single, but he's hit hard balls to the left and right, along with the single.
Need an out, Pike.
That's on the left side.
2 outs. Top of 5.
And of course, this guy's a player now. He's the guy that pitched the first game last inning, and Adams, and he's quite a player. Good curveball there. Man, what a curveball. Jerry, I know you didn't teach him how to throw that.
No, I can't take credit for that.
And it's he's got a quick.
It's a natural move, Mark.
Yeah, this ball moves. That fast ball moves.
Yep.
You're going in the
Good pitch there.
And a sidearm pitch.
And we're talking about a good.
That's his trademark pitch right there.
And we're talking about probably their best hitter.
That's one of his trademark pitches right there. You just saw it.
You think he'll come back with it right here for out number 3? It was 0-2 count.
I think you're going to see a change up.
0-2 count.
I think he's going to change it up on it.
2 men on. A big hit will keep them in this ball game. Good pitch. Woo, just missed that corner. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. No, excuse me, the top of the 6th inning.
Pike needs an out. Keep saying Pike needs an out, but we need an out. Runners on second and third. Pike up 6-1.
That one almost got away from the catcher.
Now it's 2 balls, 2 outs, 2 wrong.
2-2 count with 2 outs. Big pitch here. Big pitch here. Good curveball. Can he get it? This is Murphy coming hard, and he's got it for out number 3. So Pike Liberal Arts is 3 outs away from a championship as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mike Amos along with Jerry Renfro. Jerry, has it been fun or not?
It's been a lot of fun.
And of course, you know, to be able to watch not only your grandson, but all these other kids try to win a championship, something that's eluded them the last 2 or 3 years over this same team who has won back-to-back championships. We'll be back to, no, we're going to stay right here. We're going to stay right here as the Patriots will bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hope you've enjoyed this telecast of Pike Liberal Arts Baseball on Troy Cable. Of course, coming to you live from the beautiful press box. And you talk about nice people. Some of the nicest people I've ever worked with are in this box today. They fed us good. They've given us something cool to drink, and they put us in air-conditioned facilities, Jerry. We don't deserve this, Jerry. We don't deserve all this good treatment.
Well, I'll put it this way. I didn't come expecting this.
Yeah. Because Jerry and I grew up together, and of course we acted silly. That's a little bit about the way we've always been. But the only thing I missed about you, Jerry, was the yellow plum tree you had in your yard, your backyard. Was that the best plums you ever eaten in your life?
Real good plums.
And they were big yellow plums.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Everybody looks at these red plums, but hey, we want yellow plums. So
exactly.
Only bad thing was, though, you had to clean out the parakeet pen. And that wasn't fun.
No. No.
Your mama raised parakeets. How many did she have at one time?
Probably 200.
And you had to clean out the pen.
Yeah.
And when I always wanted to know before I went up to see you, Jerry, was the parakeet pen cleaned? Okay, Davis will start off. Davis Allen will open up the bottom of the 6th.
What a good time to have the meat of the order coming up, Mike.
And this guy here is a pretty good pitcher. There's no question about it. He's got a great breaking pitch. Of course, Glenwood, known year in and year out as one of the top baseball programs in the whole state, and that's at any classification. I mean, these are good baseball players here. Davis Allen's having trouble with a curveball, and that's not anything that's not unusual. It's hard to hit a good curveball, especially one pitcher that can change speeds and throw the curveball.
Exactly.
But this is a fine 10th grader right here, my friend. He is going to be a player, believe you me. Swing, tip. He's also a quarterback on the football team and can run. Can't you see him run the option and turn it upfield?
Exactly.
And I tell you what, I don't know what position that one's going to stay in play. It could be trouble. The sun's bothering him. It could be trouble in it. Did he get it? No, he did not.
Fell in there.
He dropped it. The shortstop was having trouble. You could tell with the sun, and the ball just fell right in front of the left fielder. So another hit.
That's a hit, right? Yes. Okay, I figured.
Another hit.
That's it.
They're taking him out, Mike.
Davis is coming in.
Who?
Luke Davis.
Luke Davis coming in.
Oh, he is? Okay. So they're going to make a pitching change, and bringing in Davis, who I thought was very impressive at the end of the first game. I was very surprised that they didn't pitch him earlier because he throws hard. But that's why I'm sitting here, and he's out there a Hall of Fame coach.
That's the reason we're calling it. And he's coaching it.
Kim Fannin might be one of the best baseball coaches in the entire state of Alabama, and he's been there a long time.
Mike, before this game's over, I want to say what a pleasure it's been calling these games with you.
Now don't start crying there, Jerry.
No, pneumonia's got me, man. It's been a pleasure.
Now, you know what you can do for me? Drive me to Birmingham and see Troy and Mississippi State play.
It was real fun working with you here, Mike.
Yeah, that is Jeremy McLean, the athletic director at Troy. You know what? I could catch him. He might give me a ride. I'll see if I can catch him after the game.
Well, let's get down there. Let's get down there before he leaves.
No, I've got to get on up there. I found out my wife's already caught a ride to Birmingham, so I got to pick her up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Laid Back Television at its very best, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and we've had fun doing it. Yeah, you know, we talk about old times and memories, and gosh, it's been a lot of memories being in this old ballpark here.
Exactly. And Mike, I just hope the fans listening or watching has enjoyed it as much as we have bringing it to them.
Well, Jerry, like you said, it's sort of sentimental with you and I, because how many times did I call the play-by-play in the backyard?
Every time we play.
Hey, you remember that?
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time we
played football or baseball, it was always a play-by-play.
It didn't matter whether you was hitting or catching it. You were the announcer.
Hey, back to Woodview Field in Brooklyn, ladies and gentlemen, was our backyard field, and we played cork ball, ladies and gentlemen, with a practice golf ball. We put tape on it, make it heavy enough to throw it hard, and had enough holes that you could throw curveballs and all that. And our bat was a broomstick. You remember that? Just a regular old broomstick.
The first one we ever had was a stick.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
From Troy State University golf course. Hit him.
They hit him again. And there goes McWhorter down. He acted like he was a little, you know, he's a 10th grader, but he is feisty now, I'm telling you.
Courtesy runner coming in.
He really is.
And back then,
and I'll tell you right now, that kid right there is the finest young catcher you're going to find anywhere, I promise you. Only a 10th grader at Pine.
Courtesy runner, too. Yeah.
You got Barron running.
And got Barron running, Clay Barron.
Back in the run.
I think Clay scored in the first or second inning, I think. This is Wood Genwright.
No outs.
Of course, the Genwright twins, Terry and Jerry, were Red Sox on the Little League, and they lived out toward Needmore. And
Needmore Road.
Their daddy started American Legion Baseball. His daddy did. This boy's granddaddy, or great-granddaddy. And nobody did more for American Legion Baseball than Mr. W.B. Genwright.
Pass ball, runners advance.
Yes, sir. But, of course, that was Genwright boy's great-granddaddy. And then, of course, Terry coached and officiated for, 60 years. One of the oldest, probably officiated more baseball games and football games and basketball than anybody that's ever lived in Pike County.
Probably.
That's right.
And still doing so.
Exactly, yeah. They're playing in for a play at the plate. No outs here.
The first football crew that Terry Genwright had was my rookie year, and I was field judge.
You did it right, I'll tell you that. Yep. Y'all had fun, but you didn't have it wasn't no bull going on that field, was it?
No, it was no play.
And the great Scotty Sowers, what a great man he was. Man, oh man. He taught us all how to officiate. But I know y'all had a good time. And there's a lot of good fellowship. Misses inside.
Got the infield playing in, Mike. Runners on second and third.
I believe they're going to give this up to Wood here. Let's see if they try to pitch to him.
3 balls, 1 strike.
With first base open. There's a strike. This kid can pitch now. I tell you, he throws hard.
He was taken on that pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out. Renfro on deck.
All started with a drop of fly ball out in left, and we gave it a base hit because it was in play. There
Hard
goes
hit
the
ball
drive.
down right field.
They can't tag on that, can they? Or can they?
Yeah.
On a foul ball, that's right.
Yeah, if he catches it, he can tag.
That ball, Ralph, they could have scored from third.
Oh, he definitely would have scored from third if he'd have caught it.
Sure, Coach Ponder there, third base box was telling him that.
We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pike leads 6-1 over Glenwood Academy of Phoenix City, the 2-time state champion. They beat Pike last year to win the championship. And
load the bases.
They called
I take that back.
No thanks, just looking.
So Wood let's see, who is this? This is Wood.
Renfro.
Jenwright that strikes out. That was only the
first out.
Gosh, I've only got 2 strikeouts for Pike the whole ball game.
Oh, hit by pitch, Renfro.
Okay, so Renfro's hit by the pitch. And brings up a guy that I'm telling you can jack it out of here, and that's Reed Jenwright, the twin brother of Wood.
Renfro was 3 for 3 before he hit by pitch.
Sure was.
Bases loaded, 1 out.
And something about him, he's been on base with 3 hits prior to that. Then if you look at last innings game, he went 1 for 3 in that game.
And a single and 1 RBI.
They still get a trophy.
So it's been a wonderful afternoon if you're a Patriot fan. I'm sure Glenwood won.
Got Javon Christian running for Renfro.
I'm sure if you look at it on the other side with Glenwood, a proud program with only 3 hits, and then, well, no, it's a little bit more than that now. They've got 6 hits now in the ball game, and
hit another hit batter.
Okay, so as a run. That's Davis Allen scoring for the Patriots.
Next up, Trevor.
Remember, he started all this with a little old bloop single.
Just hit it and let him clear the bases. Let's get this done so we can go home. Okay? Oh, wait, no, they got to have 11.
This brings up Barron, who I think's been outstanding, Jerry. Barron has
that's okay.
2 hits in this game. Scored in the first. And then the second in the game before this one,
score on it, and that would do it.
Barron also had a hit and RBI in that game. 7-1 now with scoring line is 7-12-0 for Pike. 1-6-1 for Glenwood. This was the same school that the great Atlanta Brave pitcher played on. Did he ever come by your school, any? Tim? He doesn't come by much?
No, he's coaching his kids.
I know, yeah.
Over at Lee Scott.
But I know. We saw him a couple of weeks ago.
We saw him down at Pike when they the second round.
The next week he goes in the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. I mean, the next day. He was coaching our game, in our game, and then the next day.
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
Induction.
Runners on every base. No
but
place to put
he played at Glenwood, though, didn't he?
And then CVCC.
Did you realize he was going to be a good one? Did you realize he was going to be a good one when you watched him in high school?
Score goes 8-1 still. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pike.
So again, another run in.
Max Copeland.
It's getting closer.
Pike liberal arts fans can feel it, ladies and gentlemen.
3 more runs.
No question about it.
3 more runs. 3 more hit batters.
in the second. Out to the
Brings up Copeland.
third inning. And hit by pitch with RBI.
Ball one.
No, actually, I think the color was
I thought he did too.
Trying to put something out for you.
Swinging strike.
Well, that's a strike. There might be one in there.
There's one out here in the
one out in the top of the set.
bottom of the fifth,
Bottom of the
sixth.
The game's over. It's just a matter of finishing it up.
Last ball, we'll get another run.
That's a wild pitch.
Wild pitch.
So another run for the Patriots, and now it's starting to be an onslaught of runs.
And the ending of the run is on second.
Pike needs 2 more runs to close this thing out with an 11-1 victory.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9-1, 1 out. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Would you say that?
Yeah, runners on second and third.
And the infield is in. They still
infield playing in.
I'm sorry. I'm getting a little silly now. You might not.
That one's outside.
It appears that Glenwood has lost their zip.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. It's a very good Glenwood team.
Another pass ball, a run scores.
It'll be
and
over.
Here comes another one.
And the game's over.
And the ball game is over. Pike Liberal Arts wins the
over.
state.
They win by 10. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what winning looks like right there, my friend. And of course, over a very good, one of the great programs in the state of Alabama, Glenwood Academy out of Phoenix City. And the championship goes to Pike Liberal Arts of Troy, Alabama. They win their, I want to say, their second state championship. And of course, another great victory in what I thought was a outstanding run in the playoffs. Beating Lee Scott in 2 games, and then beating Tuscaloosa Academy best 2 out of 3. And then winning 2 games here for the championship. And in a moment, we'll have our ceremonies. And of course, again, proud bunch of coaches and players and fans down the line.
And
and that right there to your left is what going to Pike Liberal Arts is all about right there. Is oneness. Boy, look at the oneness down that line there, Jerry.
Yeah.
And of course, again, the people here at Patterson Field have been just as nice as they can be. Don't you agree?
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, they've been wonderful, and we appreciate them very much. And boy, what a setting this is right here, Jerry Renfro. A championship finishing this season with a 37-5 record and winning a state championship against what I call one of the top programs in the state of Alabama, Glenwood Academy out of Phoenix City finished the season 38-7. So what a great ending it's been for Pike Liberal Arts baseball. As you see, a great show of they're going everywhere. Look, they're going out everywhere. This is something to see. The guys in red are so excited, and of course, when you win a state championship, especially on the field like this, Jerry,
exactly,
makes it even more worthy, to be able to beat a team like this, 2 straight games and win a state championship. And the guy that leads them is the guy at the pitcher's mound. Go to him, Coach Alan Ponder, who is standing right at the goal line area. Hey, what a great job he did coaching this baseball team, Jerry. You've been around a long time. You watched the way he does things, and I asked a guy the other day, was he as tough as on players as he looked like he was? Said no. He just looks for respect and looks for his team to have a lot of oneness and play as a team and then whether they win or lose, they don't have anything to be ashamed of.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
So now we're going to have our
Second inning to go at last. He pitched them in. So, I mean, if you want to put
our celebration here with the trophy presentation. And again, down the left field line, look at the crowd of folks from Pike Liberal Arts that came up for this ball game. I know that's a football coach going out there, and Coach Gene Allen, what a great guy he is. He's the athletic director. He puts a lot of all this together. And of course, win, lose, or draw, this was a great tournament in the Alabama Independent Schools, with Pike winning 3A in this kind of fashion, 2-0 over the two-time defending state champion Glenwood. Eastwood Christian won the 1A championship, and Macon East, a team that Pike had played in the practice game a few weeks ago, won the 2A championship. So Pike wins the 3A, Macon East the 2A, and Eastwood Christian the 1A. Now let's see our state presentation.
I think I got it on my score sheet. If you got it, Brad, that's no problem.
The best thing that they did in the remodeling this facility is build a new press box, and they've done a wonderful job here at Patterson Field.
And the worst thing they did was take the roof off.
That's right. That's right. But you wouldn't have been able to see like you ever see.
No.
Of course, you see, there's your Jabbo Barron's boy. You know.
Before we do, let's give both of these teams a big round of applause for a great treat and a great championship series.
It's all tournament team. Nick Adams from Glenwood. This all tournament team.
Also from Glenwood School, Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams from Glenwood.
And from Glenwood School, Clay James.
Clay James from Glenwood School.
Uh-oh, I didn't got mad.
We have for Pike Lib, Cole McWhorter.
Cole McWhorter for Pike Lib. He's a 10th grader.
Also for Pike Lib, Drew Nelson.
Drew Nelson, the great little left-hander, only an 8th grader. Don't tell me we're off that. We're not working.
And from Pike Lib, Reed Genwright.
Reed Genwright from Pike Lib. He pitched wonderfully and was a leader on this team.
And your 2018 Class 3A Most Valuable Player, also from Pike Lib, Trevor Barron.
Trevor Barron, the most valuable player. Gosh, what a great tribute that is to a great tournament. Man, oh man. What a wonderful experience there. The most valuable player goes to Trevor Barron.
Well, congratulations, guys.
And of course, there they are, the tournament team, and 4 of them came from Pike Liberal: Cole McWhorter, Drew, and Reed Genwright, and Trevor Barron was named most valuable player. I tell you, what a performance again by the young pitcher. And here comes the state runner-up. Of course, Drew Nelson was also on the all-tournament team. Here's the second place trophy goes to Glenwood Gators of Phoenix City, the 2-time state champions. They'd won it 2 in a row. And here's the trophy for the winners. The Patriots of Pike Liberal Arts School. And I see 2 guys going, and I know where they're going. They're going to get ice. I saw 2 guys leave, but I would be thinking that they're going to get ice. Let's see what happens. Yeah, they are. And they got him. And let me tell you, that's the best ice he's ever gotten in his life, I bet. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
And boy, what a great job he did, Jerry. You know, it's easy to talk about this tournament, but I'm gonna say a couple of things. And Jerry, let's look up toward the, keep it on the field, if you will. But the thing that impressed me so much about this team was, first of all, they could hit the ball. They could bunt the ball as good as any team I've ever seen. I've never seen a team play small ball like they did, bunting and moving runners around and running the bases. But overall speed of this team really surprised me how fast these kids were.
The speed and the defense, Mike. The defense was outstanding.
And the outfield at Pike is as good an outfield, and this sounds crazy. This is as good an outfield as I've ever seen at any level. Exactly. I mean, as far as making plays. I mean, they made plays that you wouldn't believe.
They made plays you don't make.
That's right. And they made them today, and they were huge in this game. And then, of course, to bring in, you know, of course, defensively, and had a great catcher. Guy that could throw runners out. And then, of course, the infield was steady as a rail. And then their pitching was very, very good in this tournament.
I think their pitching was flawless, Mike. You can tell you limit the past state champion to 2 runs over 2 games. You've got good pitching.
Unbelievable, no question about it. And you know, the guy next to us was real nice, but he was very confident that his team would come around and win. But hey, listen, you can't measure the size of a young man's heart, and that's what won this thing for Pike.
And Mike, Glenwood has found a way to dodge Pike all year. They wouldn't play them in the tournaments. They found a way to dodge, and Pike wanted to play everybody.
But they were a great program, 2-time champions, and of course they did end up having to play each other, and they did, and it was a great battle between 2 champion teams. This was a team that knocked Pike out last year in the state championship game, and their motto was to finish the deal.
And I think they finished the deal.
No question about it.
They polished it off.
Yeah. And of course, I compliment Coach Alan Ponder and the job he did with this team. His coaches, boy, they did exactly what he told them to do. Their power hitters, who could have knocked it over these guys' heads, were bunting people around.
Mike, they came here and got the job done.
Well, I tell you what, it's been a great experience for me. People ask me all the time, say, man, you mean you're going to go up there and do those ball games and then go to see Troy and Mississippi State? I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than right here doing this broadcast out to the world about Pike Liberal Arts baseball. And I think anybody, if you in Texas or Louisiana or New York or wherever you were watching this game, you had to say, that is good baseball.
If you were watching it, you had to say, what games? What some games some kids can play.
Okay. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to shut it down for now, but we hope that as Coach Ponder's got people all over him down there, it'd be nice to interview him, but from right where we're sitting now, we're in the best position to say what a great game it was, what a great series it was, starting with the Lee Scott series and then the Tuscaloosa Academy series and then this one for the championship. And you know what I'm saying? They won it the right way. They won it on the field.
Exactly.
And of course, we appreciate Troy Cable and all the many sponsors that sponsored this live broadcast from Montgomery, Alabama, and historic Patterson Field. And boy, it was a winner today too. What a wonderful facility to watch a baseball game.
What a game. What a game.
Ladies and gentlemen, in behalf of my good friend and Jerry Renfro and yours truly, Mike Amos, and our good friend that's doing our cameraman work, and boy, what a good job David Doty did for us during this whole series. And David, did everything go good? Were we live where we went? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're laid back television at its very best, and hope you enjoyed this telecast. And again, ladies and gentlemen, Pike Liberal Arts Patriots of Troy, Alabama have defeated the two-time defending state independent school champion Glenwood Academy out of Phoenix City, Alabama. Final score was, Jerry, 11-1, and they win it by way of the 10-run rule. And again, congratulations to Pike Liberal Arts School and their coach, Alan Ponder, and their players. Once again, final score for Montgomery, and a state championship goes to Pike Liberal Arts School as they win 11-1. For Jerry Renfro, this is Mike Amos bidding you farewell from Patterson Field in Montgomery, Alabama. Have a great day.
I'm Virginia Green Nowling, and I'm running for Pike County District Court Judge. I've been practicing law for over 23 years and have served as both a prosecutor and criminal defense attorney. I have extensive experience in the areas of juvenile, family, and criminal law. If elected, I will treat everyone who comes before me with dignity and respect, and I will issue fair and impartial rulings according to the law. Thank you for your support.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Nowling for District Judge, P.O. Box 596, Troy, Alabama 36081.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
The First National Bank is a true community bank. That's why we created and introduced our Spirit checking account. Spirit Checking offers you checks and debit cards that display the logo of your favorite school. Every time you make a purchase with your Spirit debit card, the First National Bank will donate 1 cent to your school. Talk Spirit Checking with us today in Troy or Brundage. It's just another way we're making your banking better. Member FDIC, equal.
Come see us at Don Walker Western Wear. From boots, jeans, and jackets to shirts, hats, and belts, we're your headquarters for Western wear for the entire family. With the largest selection of jeans in town, we carry famous brands like Wrangler, Levi, Carhartt, Ariat, and Cinch. We've also got plenty of styles of boots to choose from, including Justin, Lucchese, Ariat, Tony Lama, Red Wing, Dan Post, and Corral. So come on into Don Walker Western Wear, located on Highway 231 in Troy.